Welcome back to Winning on Taxes. Today we're going to talk about kind of the big fish, what everybody wants to talk about and everybody wants to get, the offer in compromise. So this is kind of where you do a settlement and you wipe out most of your tax debt for very little. It is a real thing, and we do it regularly. I had another one accepted this morning. Um, because we're actively working those at my company, Guardian Tax Law. However, it's not a sure thing. So you've got to be a little wary when talking about an offer compromise. So we're just going to do an overview today. What is it? How do you know whether or not this is going to work for you? And how do you make sure that before you dive in and pay someone a bunch of money to do this, we're going to talk about, do you need to do that, but also some of the things you need to do in preparation for an offer. So it's a process more than anything else. So going and a lot of people think, look, I can just call the IRS and set up an installment agreement. Sometimes you can. If you don't have any issues, you don't have anything going on with your case, sometimes you can. Other times it takes months, if not years, to iron out all the wrinkles in the case, make sure everything's taken care of so you can then apply for a resolution and apply for the best one for you. So the offer and compromise program, it's been around for many, many years, 30 plus years. Now, it's always had the name offer and compromise, but there are a lot of names out there for the same thing. And part of this is for marketing gimmicks, some of it for political purposes. The Obama administration called it the Fresh Start Initiative. And there are plenty of firms that sell it as the Fresh Start Initiative, which sounds nicer. It, again, doesn't have as much material already out there as the Offer and Compromise program. But all the Obama administration did was retool it a little bit. Same program. They made some adjustments, which pretty much every administration does. And these were actually good adjustments that helped more people qualify. And so, got to give them credit for that they did make it easier overall. And, again, I miss the Obama IRS. It was easier to work with, so much easier than what we're dealing with today. And again, we're going through all the cuts and stuff. It's more of a challenge today than it was 5-10 years ago. So when they talk about a Fresh Start Initiative, doing a settlement with the IRS, some might call it an offer, it's all the same thing because the IRS only has one program to settle your debt, where you offer them so much money to settle the rest. And it is a real program. You can look it up, Offer and Compromise through your IRS. There's all kinds of articles. There's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of people, when you type in offer and compromise, people trying to get you to call and see if you qualify. So there are specific forms for the IRS, namely the 433A OIC, and they made a special form just for an offer and compromise, and the 656. Those are the two main forms, and they have to be filled out correctly, which means it's not the same as just, I'm going to put some information on here and submit it. And you have to know how they're going to look at it. So there's a financial analysis that you need to be familiar with. And then the program of just going through the offer process. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not easy. It's not quick. I estimate to most people at least 8 to 12 months. And if you appeal it, add another 5 to 6 or 5 to 8 months on top of that. So again, it's anything but a quick process. But there's a lot of people, even the IRS will tell you, just file an offer and compromise. If you have a harder case and you can't qualify for a good installment agreement, or you can't do a good hardship plan, you can't qualify for the hardship program. I don't know how many times someone at the IRS or even the states have told clients just to get them off the line, not have to deal with harder cases, just file an offer. They don't know if you qualify. They really don't understand the program most of the time. And I've talked with revenue officers that have 20, 30 years experience. Unless they have the experience of dealing with this program, they don't understand it. And so there are times I've asked them, why would you mention that they don't qualify? And I'll explain why. And they'll say, oh, well, I didn't know. I just figured it was an option. It's like, yeah, you wanted to get off a difficult call. So when we come back, we're going to talk about some examples. We do amazing offers all the time. But I want the show to be mainly educational for people and what to watch for. And not only does the IRS have an offer and compromise program, but many states do as well. We're going to touch on those, which states have the best ones, which ones aren't so good. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.